Hi, I'm Kris Hammond. I'm one of the co-founders and CTO for a company called Narrative Science. And what Narrative Science does is we generate narratives, stories, based upon large-scale data analytics. But I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about psychotherapy and its relationship to data, and in fact, big data problems. Because let's face it, data is an emotional issue. Now, when you first go into psychotherapy, you really believe that your problems are special. They are all yours. They're profound. They're deep. And they're astoundingly complex. And it's the wonderful thing we believe. But the reality is, as heartfelt as our problems are, as profound as our problems seem to us, it's often the case that they are the same problem that the therapist has seen 20 times this week. And in fact, there's a moment of insight in psychotherapy where you realize that, in fact, you are no different than anyone else. That, in fact, your problems are their problems and our problems are all the same. Now, this is a great moment because same is easy. That is, if you have a problem that someone has seen 1,000 times before, they can fix your problem with the solution they've seen 1,000 times before. The difficulty comes when your problem is unique, and we're not sure what tool to use, we're not sure what way to go with the conversation. So simple, same, and easy lead to success. As you see, as he's dressed, a little douchey success, but success nonetheless. So what the hell am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about our approach to our data problems. And that is, we have a lot of different data problems that we look at, a lot of different kinds of data. And we are very excited about the ways to slice it, to dice it, to look at it, to display it. And we want our problems to be unique. We have a lot of data, it's complex. And my favorite, I require more analysis than you can possibly imagine. Fabulous. Of course, because they're unique, they're hard to solve. And so you need a chief data officer, and you need a data scientist. You need new algorithms. Yes, you do. Because you want to be as cool as Netflix, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Amazon. It's all about being special. And what's great about being special, if you're special and your problems are hard enough, you are able to hang out with the coolest guys in the school. That is the data scientists. But really, why not admit that we're businesses? Or some of you are businesses. Some of you are nerds and I'm not quite talking to you. We're businesses and our problems are business problems. And that although they might not be special, they are still our problems and need to be solved. And so if you run a business, you need to know things like how your products is performing, how your sales team is doing, what your logistics are like, how your clients are doing, all sorts of things. You absolutely need to know these things. But the things you need to know are pretty much exactly the same as the things that every other company needs to know. That is, they're not special in that they're unique. They're special in that they're yours. For example, let's say you've got a sales performance team. What do you need to know? Well, at the team level, you need to know sort of, are they selling the right things? How are they doing? How are they tracking against their goals? What can you do to improve them? At the individual level, that is something that goes to the individual salesperson. He needs to know what his client actions are and how to follow up. He needs to actually understand historically the number of deals he's closed, his performance against goals and quotas. He needs to know all of these things, which is to say you need to have an analysis that looks like this. And this analysis looks the same for every single sales force in the world. And that is, what's your current performance? How does it compare historically, month against month, year against year, whatever time scale? How are you comparing against your cohort? The guys you work with, the guys in the same sectors, the guys in the same regions, the guys who are looking at the same deal size. How are you comparing, how are you working against your metrics? What kind of targets are you hitting? Are you actually getting closure? The core questions and analysis and the data needs are the same. You might have different metrics, but they're metrics. You might have different thresholds, but they're thresholds. But once you get hold of this, then the business can drive the data. So I would say in the very end, it's insight and communication that really matters. It's actually understanding the business goals and communicating them. But that's another conversation. I'm narrative science. Thank you.